the girl kind of turns around and she's surprised for a second because she was kind of caught off guard. She didn't know that there was like someone sneaking up on her. But then she kind of recovers and smiles, and then she realizes like what you were doing, that you were like playing her, and she realizes she got played. And so there's this kind of complex thing where now she's like even more pissed at you, and she's gonna not handle that emotion maturely, and she's gonna like you're down on the ground. She's gonna kick you in the face.
Oh yeah. So this is the point. Yeah. So gratitude probably spits out some teeth, and this is the point where she just lists every possible insult that you could say to another woman or another person, and about both Polly and this woman that's kicking her. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. This is okay. Okay. So they
and she's also crying.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're going to. Oh yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No. Perfect. Yeah. This is wild. So they'll they're gonna take. The guy pulls her the girl away from you because he says like this'll this will go easier if you quiet down.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Through like tears and clenched jaw. Because Gratitude's just like, I'm gonna die now.
Yeah.
So she's just like, fuck it.
So they will so they're gonna tie so the last thing Gratitude sees before they put like a pillowcase, like a black pillowcase over her head.
God. Yeah.
And is like them rolling up the putting the Ray and Polly's bodies, like wrapping them up in like these garbage, black plastic garbage bags,
which they keep around.
Yeah.
And I'm not being sarcastic.
Yeah.
No, they
it's there.
Yep. And you'll hear them like then finally pick up the phone and make a phone call, and they'll say I guess something like I guess you heard right. There was there was a lot of interest here tonight. There's a lot of interest here in the penthouse here tonight, and we're gonna need some help with it. And then he says, "Well, just and then they'll say like, well, I don't, it's like I don't care if some, I don't care if he told you to do something else. This takes priority."
Oh, interesting. Okay. Now,
yeah.
Willie is. Oh my God, Willie is getting me in trouble, and now I'm helping Willie kind of.
Yeah.
Gratitude, I mean, not me.
No, I know. So we'll kind of and then we'll cut away there. How does Willie's night go?
Wow, I am really thinking that he's going to sleep past. I mean, he fell asleep without meaning to, and so he's not like prepared for how long he's going to sleep or anything like that. So, but I think it was like this really deep sleep of exhaustion. So that he was really, really just like all his strings were cut. So upon waking up, surprisingly, he's very well rested. Although it's like instant stress, like what time is it? man, I was wondering whether to get out of here before they took me off to this place. Then in fact, he's even like already like putting stuff in the suitcase, the famous Willie tote bag suitcase thing.
Yeah.
But wheel briefcase ish, suitcase ish
Yeah.
thing. But then stops, stuffing things, and I'm like, wait. I negotiated this whole job. I can't go to the cops. They don't care. This guy's like running for mayor. That means he's running against Watterson.
Yeah.
And I'm on the inside. And they haven't killed me yet. I mean, they haven't killed me yet. I mean, they would have done it. They would have done it. You know, this must be Lena. He can't like tip his hand to Lena.
Yeah.
And I know a terrible secret. What I don't have, I mean, right now I just have like I saw a guy.
Yep.
All right. You know what? I'm scared to death. But I don't like that Zag guy. I don't like him at all. All right. Let's do this. Let's clean up a little. Let's get myself together. And I will be a very uncool version of got my cool on. And march on out to the lobby and await my I'm going to wait. I'll wait in the room. You know, I'll just wait in the room for a call. Except that I can't stand it because it like keeps looking at being just the room. You know.
Yep.
I mean, for 20 minutes, and I can't stand it. That's too much waiting. Too much. You know. So I'm going to head down and I'll wait in the lobby and casually pace around and coolly glance around and nonchalantly twitch when someone does something unexpected.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for my ride.
Yeah. Okay. So, you yeah, I think it makes sense again with kind of your paranoia and being on edge that you know you're getting really attuned, and you also did spend that time, you know, kind of getting to know the place. You kind of feel, you know, your paranoia is vibrating, you know, like you know, sort of.
Well, I know I'm in a danger place, but you know,
yeah,
I'm
you've got
waiting
that.
for my
It's
ride.
a hyper,
Yeah, but I'm waiting
you know,
for my
sort
ride.
of hypervigilance, and you see kind of coming through the door, and you're able to kind of keep yourself from being seen by him. The police officer who you saw with the guy the police officer you went to and kind of had talked to, and then, you know, didn't, and who was also had then later been asking questions about you at work, which was what led, you know, Benny to like ask you to leave, that this police officer.
Yes.
So this guy is you know, he's dressed, you know, pretty it's early in the morning, right? But he looks like he's like slept in his suit, or like has been, you know, it's like a really rumpled suit. And you can kind of tell that just even from like across the room. He looks like, he's got like hasn't shaved in 24 hours look. And he's a pretty big guy. And he's probably not, and that may also be like kind of why he's maybe not on as much of an alert as maybe he would otherwise be, because he does again look kind of tired and worn out from all this. And he's sort of going over to the elevator. He doesn't stop at the desk. He doesn't really look around the lobby. He goes to the elevator.
Going to
Pushes
the elevator,
the button.
I mean, you'd think he would go over to the desk and call. Well, maybe he's just coming up to get me.
Yeah. So he goes to the elevator. He pushes up and gets in, and you can kind of see that he's like the only guy who got on the elevator to go up, and it stops at your floor.
I have a terrible, wonderful idea. I'm going to go out and see if I can figure out what car is his.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Well,
I assume he just pulled straight up in front of the...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And so he's in there's a car that looks, like it could be, an unmarked police car.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in like a place you're not supposed to park, like right in front of the hotel.
All right. Good enough. I doubt it's unlocked, but I'll go out and I'll lounge on it and wait for him.
Okay, nice. Okay, so a little bit of time passes, like enough time for him to kind of, we can say, like, has knocked a couple times and gone back down to the desk and then called up, and then it takes a little bit of time, but somebody comes out and he's looking really, he's now moving quickly. He's now like
what's his name?
Detective Church, OJ Church.
Okay, OJ Church. All right. So,
but you would know him as Detective Church.
Yeah, exactly.
He probably didn't introduce himself.
Well, I would have known Church.
You would have known him as Detective Church.
I'm with you. Yeah.
But he's sort of flustered. He's coming out, like, he's not running out, but he's like that, like, oh, what, that.
And I'll even just at the right proper moment, I'll say, "Good to see you again, Detective Church. Thanks for the ride."
Yeah, and he's like, like he's composes himself, but it's hard for him to kind of reel it in.
My whole line here is I'll just name drop. I'll say, Lena told me, someone would be coming to pick me up. And I'm sure she's, it's nice to know she's looking out for me.
He kind of says, he nods and he says, I wouldn't know about that, but yeah.
So it's a friend on the inside is what I'm aiming at. You'd be
yes. Oh yeah.
It's my trait.
Yeah.
I want to get taken out to the, he's gonna have to do his cover story. He wasn't planning on doing his cover story because it was just a cover story, but I'm gonna make him do the cover story.
So I'll give you. So I'm actually. This is, and
it's like broad out in the public. I'm kind of hoping I have shot for.
And I have completely good reasons here. I don't necessarily want to elucidate them, but I'm giving you 3 dice.
Oh, wow. Holy cow. Okay, so 3 +1 +1 from my pool.
So
I get a 1. Huh.
nice.
Wow.
Sam's like,
I needed
ooh,
that.
he got a 1.
Oh, one. Yeah. Oh,
I
one.
will say a single 1. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take
All
a
it
full die.
takes. Nice. Okay. So he kind of like he kind of says like, oh well, I wouldn't know about that, but you know, I you know, sometimes on my he starts to give you this kind of cover story of like, well, you know, I do some security work for Mr. Zag when I'm off duty, and I don't know, but they told me that you know, they had a, you know, they had someone they wanted to make sure got out there safely.
And it was
So
me. What a wonderful coincidence.
and he's
No,
sort
it
of
was, well, no, I won't even say that. I'll just say, and it was me.
yeah, and he fills in the he kind of like so he, you know, he sees your wheelie thing, and he goes to the back passenger, like the back passenger side, so he doesn't go to the trunk, and he throws it in the back seat, and then kind of says, points, you know, you can, you know, points at the front seat for you to get in. He's like, I'm not a chauffeur.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, he's fine by me. I obey.
Yeah.
I'm compliant.
So you hop in the car, you know, it has the smell of like maybe he's been staking out,
Mm-hmm.
spending a lot of time in it, staking
Yeah.
out
Mm-hmm.
places.
Yeah.
It's not super pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
um I, I don't know that he's like, I don't know if you can, it's not that, and it isn't like, oh, this guy is like normally a slob. I don't want to give that impression. I want to, it's more the impression of like someone who's most of the time keeps things together and keeps the car nice, and
Seems a little
does like
off, huh?
shave, but
Yeah.
today is like, for whatever reason, this morning is just
I met
not
him
great.
before, and I bet he probably looked pretty decent. So
Yeah,
you know, I'm
he,
you know thinking
exactly. Yes.
it looks like he had a tough night.
Yeah, exactly. So then he takes you for a drive, but not like a drive, but takes you out, and um I think I'd like to just maybe end tonight
Oh,
as
that sounds good.
we sort of leave, you know, we're on the highway leaving Bulwark city limits, and we've got that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we get to see the sign leaving Bulwark
Yeah.
city limits. um uh and you know, with then we'll pick up at the estate next time.
All right.
That sound
We'll
okay?
find out. Yes, I'm
Perfect.
fascinated by this estate and see what I can
This is
see what to do.
wild.
Goodness, I wonder. I'm just wondering where gratitude's going to end up. We'll pick up
I
at the bottom of
know.
the river.
Yeah.
So, still, though,
Well,
again, they would have simply, you know, uh, it's all. I mean, I'll just tell you what I'm thinking. I mean, it's all about they want to know how you got in, not the twins. I mean, they know someone's going to
Yeah.
want to know
yeah.
how
Right.
you got in, and that's kind of keeping
Absolutely.
you alive at the moment. But that's the problem. Whatever's.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like gratitude needs some help really bad here.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's always
torture
other
scenes.
characters to play.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
But
Torture
like I
scenes
said,
likely
I don't want to
involved.
let her off that easily yet. We gotta
Yeah.
Man,
It's hard.
go through the ringer a little bit more. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Oh.
Well, it was great. Thanks, guys.